You can now capture your students' attendance, whether they were absent, late, or present in class in QuranBook. So the feature that we've built recently is basically just allowing you to capture. And inshallah, in the next week or two, we will add the ability for you to view the reports of that. So how to use the current attendance feature that has just been deployed now. Firstly, before you start using the attendance register, if you click on this button now, you will see it will ask you to select the class. If you select the class, you will be stuck here. This bottom section tells you to select a time slot. However, you are unable to select a time slot because there is no time slot. In this case, admin of your school must set up time slots. So the way to do that is you click on the menu button and you go to settings and you go to attendance settings. And in this section, you will see that you can now add time slots. Now, time slots are basically when your classes occur. So in the country, in different areas, different times classes occur. So in Cape Town, they would have classes between 8 and 2, or like around that times. And then on a Friday, Monday to Thursday, and on a Friday, they would have class from 8 till 12. So the best thing to do is when you're creating a time slot, try to create it with the times in mind from Monday to Thursday, like just treat Friday as a normal day. And then for schools in Johannesburg, they use different times. So they would have class from 5 o'clock in the morning until about maybe 7 o'clock, and then the kids would get a break and they'd come back at 8:30 until about 11 o'clock, and then they'd go back home or something like that, and they'll come back again at 2 o'clock. So all the time slots that your class has, you can add that in here. So let's say we have a class early in the morning. The start time is basically, let's say 5 o'clock. And then 5 o'clock in the morning is the start time of this class. So we'll just go and select our time. It's AM, say done. And then we go to our end time is about 7 o'clock. I think let's do it at that. So 7 o'clock is our end time, AM, that's it. So this is our first time slot in the morning. And then another time slot is kids come again at about 8 o'clock, or let's keep it at 8:30, and then AM, and then they leave at 11 o'clock. So we set our second time slot at 11 o'clock, and we save, and then we say save. So now we've got 2 time slots. I'll just add another time slot for now. Let's say this time slot is they come back at 2 p.m. rather. Let's just go to 2 p.m. So the students, they come back at 2 p.m. and then they would leave at around, let's make it 5:30. So those are the 3 time slots that are within the school on a day-to-day basis. So now if I go back to the main dashboard and I click on attendance register and I select the class, I now have the 3 time slots showing up here. So if it's now the morning and I want to capture attendance for the morning, so the date is automatically populated here, I can change the date, but I will leave it as is for now. So if it is the morning, I would click on here, and then I would have this. This would give me the date, so Sunday the 4th of August, the time slot, which I'm capturing the attendance for from 5 till 7 p.m. And it will give me the class name here, whatever your class name is, that will pop up here. So the way the attendance register works is that this button will say none, meaning that no attendance were captured for the student. So in order to change that, all you need to do is you just need to press on the button, and then it becomes present. And then if you press again, it becomes absent. Now when it's absent, you can actually provide a reason, and you can put in the reason here, something like sick, and then you save, and then sick would show up there and the student is absent. But also you can go present, absent, late. So that's if the student comes late. And if they are late, you can actually add the time here. So let's say this student, they came at 5:25, and then the reason was overslept maybe, and then you save. So now you have, so I spelled that wrong, so I can go back and fix it, save. So now we have the time showing there, and it was late, and we have the reason the student was late. And then another thing that we have is, so we have none, so that is nothing was captured. Present, the student is in class. Absent, the student is not in class, and we can provide a reason. Late, we can provide a reason and time. And then left early, we can also provide a time and the reason. And then the final thing we have is other. So other is basically, let's say the student has a sore throat, but they're not sick. They can come into class and they can maybe listen to other students, but they themselves cannot recite. So in that case, you would select other, and then in the reason, you put in maybe sore throat, and that's it. So you leave it like that, and in that way you can, when the next session comes, so let's say the afternoon session comes again, you can click on attendance register, go to senior, then go to that time slot, same process, you click, and then you're done. And then if I go back to the morning, the attendance is saved there. And if I go there, the attendance is saved there. So in the next week or two, we will add reports, and in the section here under attendance reports, you will have like a whole overview of how a student's attendance have been. So inshallah, we welcome any feedback and improvements on this feature. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.